Today I'm going to be talking about making an RV pad that's affordable, and you can use some lumber or timber that you have lying around. In my case, I had some pieces over here. You can use railroad ties, or if you have 6x6s. Some of those pieces aren't very good that I left over there, but other ones that were good I used. And then for the rest of it, I just bought a few other 6x6s to finish it. So basically what I did was, I have this covered up right now. I have it skirted because it's cold out right now. We winterized it. And the first thing I did when I made this pad was, I just got a sheet that was, my fifth wheel is 8 feet across, 8 feet wide. So I got it so that it was 10 feet, the landscaping plastic, and you can even get it wider. And it's my fifth wheel is 37 feet long, so I made it 40 feet long. So I put the plastic out, and you want to make sure that the plastic is on a slant if you can. If you have to, you can grade the ground to make sure, so when it rains the water will run downhill and it won't stay flat on the plastic. So I put the plastic down. My land here is already on a natural slope, so that was good. And then the next thing that I did was, you can build your wall out of these 6x6s. You can also use, I think these ones are 4x6s. So whatever you have to build it, just so that you can level off. If you're on a grade like I am, you want it to be level, because it's important for the fifth wheel or travel trailer to be level so that the refrigerator runs correctly. Okay, so how I put it together was, I just dug a trench all along there, and then I put in the first piece of wood, the 6x6 or the 4x6, and then what you want to do is first put everything down before you hammer anything in, and just make sure that it's going to work out and with the amount of wood that you need. Okay, after you put the first part in, then you want to get rebar. I cut sections of rebar, or you can buy them already pre-cut, and you'll just drill right down into the first piece of wood, and then you hammer the rebar down into the ground so that the first part, the base, stays into the ground. And next you're going to put your second layer of wood. But very important is, you put these pieces of wood here that are also going this way. They're running perpendicular, and this way that you're going to have a few pieces that are running perpendicular, so the weight of your rocks and your trailer are going to help hold your wall. It's going to help anchor it in place. And I did that on the ends too. So I put a piece vertically. You can see here it's running vertically, and the weight of the rocks and the trailer helping to hold the wall in place. I put one there. I put one there. And I put one there on the end. And like I said, same thing, it's running vertically. Okay, so after you put those in, you can also put this vertically a few feet, and then you can hammer another piece going this way like a T, and that'll even just hold it even more, anchor it even more. So after you put your second piece on there, your second row, then you're going to drill down in. And again, you can hammer rebar so that it goes down into the ground. You'll have to drill through both pieces and hammer the rebar down. And in other parts, you can also use these spikes. So you drill down in and you spike it into the bottom piece of wood, the lower piece of wood. So you can see here, I put a spike here, a spike here, so spike here, I put a spike there because that's where that perpendicular anchor was. So you want to make sure that you're attaching to every piece. And so here's one attaching to the end piece here. Then here's a spike attaching to this. Here's a spike attaching to this piece of wood. So you're going to want to make sure that you put enough spikes in, that you at least have one on each end and then one in the middle. And if your pieces are longer, you want to put even more. So every few feet, maybe 2-3 feet, you could put in another spike. And then I followed up and put another piece on top, and same thing, you know, put in the spikes wherever I needed them. Okay, after you put the wall in and you have it how you want, and you have to make sure you know that it's level and everything like that, using a level. Let's see how well I did here. Not perfectly straight, because some of the boards you'll have or some of the pieces of timber will be a little bit warped, but you know, pretty good overall. Then you're going to get your rock, your gravel, and you want to make sure that you fill in. You can dig around here even more on the front side and make sure that there's rock put along that so that the water drains. And you don't want this bottom piece to be sitting just on regular wood. You want to fill that ditch first with the stone, I forgot to mention, so that there's some drainage around the wood and the wood's not just sitting in wet ground. So first you dig your ditch all the way along, you put some gravel down and level that, then put your base on, drill your holes, put your rebar in, put the next layer, drill holes, you can put rebar again, you can put spikes, put the next layer, drill holes, put spikes and rebar if you want all the way down through. And then you're going to put even more of your gravel, and you're just going to put the gravel to level it off. I'll show you from the front. So you just want to make sure that it's level and just fill in your gravel. And make sure that you have enough clearance for the slide outs wherever you're putting your trailer. Also make sure that there are branches that are cleared away. So I had to cut down some branches and things that were hanging over so you don't have something falling on your trailer. The other thing I did was, remember when you pull in, back in, or pull out, you want to make sure that, you know, the grade is not too steep. So you want to make sure that that's going to be a smooth transition when you're pulling out. I had formed some ruts when I was going in and out, so what I did was I put some wood. I just put some wood in here, and I buried a few pieces of wood and over here too, so that I would just be able to get more traction. I wouldn't sink in and make big ruts in the ground when I pull in and out from now on. So that's my video on how to make an RV pad for you know, pretty cheap price, affordable, with some supplies that you have around and using other supplies that you can get at any hardware or Home Depot or Lowe's. Hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe to my other videos and have a nice day.